Hello all, welcome to Vignan University. Myself, I am K. Kiran Kumar, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering of Vignan's Foundation for Science, Technology and Research, Vadlamudi. So, in this video, I am going to tell you about the concept of functions in our subject, Programming for Problem Solving. So, in this video, we are going to cover different contents of functions. So, what is a function? What is the introduction about the function? And what is a function declaration, and what is a prototype definition, and what are the types of functions, and what is a calling a function, how we can call a function, and what are the standard library functions, and what are the recursive functions. So, in this video we are going to cover different concepts related to functions. So, first one, introduction to functions. So, before going to the deep into the functions, first of all we have to know what is the function and why we need these particular functions. Okay. So, the definition of function is, it is a set of or block of instructions that we can write within a program which has an identity and which takes the input as arguments and produces the output in the form of return values. So, again I am telling, the basic definition of function or method is, it is a set of or block of instructions that we can write in the program, that it will take the arguments as an input and it will process the arguments and it produces the required output in the form of return values. So, if every function will have its own identity. So, I will tell you the definition of function, why we need this. What is a function means? It is a set of instructions, it is a block of statements. For example, I am taking these are the block of statements which has an identity, and it will take the arguments, we can call within the brackets, we call it as a arguments, and we can call them as also input. So, a function, it is a block of statements or set of instructions that we can write and which has an identity and takes the input values as an argument and process the instructions and produces the required return values as output. So, a function is a set of instructions which has an identity and which will take the arguments as an input. Based on the input, it will process the instructions, and it will return the output in the form of return values. Okay, I will tell you with an example. For example, add, this is the function. In this function, I have written some set of statements. Whenever this function has an identity, it is called as a function name. So, this particular identity is called as a function name. So, here function name is add, and if you go for any addition, this function represents addition operation. So, if you go for any addition operation, the minimum values that we require is 2. So, we cannot perform addition operation with a single value. So, here I am going to take, so int x comma int y. Consider these are the two variables I am taking. Okay. So, I am going to perform addition operation here. These are called as processing statements. In this, I want to store the result of x comma y into the variable called z. I am closing it. So, here what I am going to perform, this is called addition function, because this has an identity, it is addition function. It has an arguments x comma y, that means it takes the input x comma y. For example, consider x value is 10 and y value is 20. After that, I have added x value and y value 10 and 20 and I have stored that value into another variable called z. So here I am processing the statements x comma y by taking the input, and what this function will return, if you want to return something, this function will return the z value. Here z is nothing but integer, so you have to mention the return type here. This is called return type or output. So this function is going to get output in the form of an integer. So what my point is here, friends, a function is nothing but it is a set of or block of instructions that we can write within this particular body of the function, and it has an identity, and it takes the input as variables and process the statements and produces the required output in the form of data types. So this is the definition of function. A function is a block of instructions that takes the data or variables as an input and it processes it and produces the required values. Okay, hope you understand. This is the definition of the function. Coming to okay, so this is about introduction. So C enables programmers to divide the program into different modules. So we are going to divide the program into different modules, different sections, that is called a function. Okay, so function is also called as a subdivided function or user defined function. Okay, so many types of functions are there that we will discuss in the next session. Okay, so this is about the functions. Every function in the program will have a specific task. For example, I told you I have taken addition function, add function. What is the functionality of that particular function? To perform an addition. Okay, so like that every function will have some functionality. Okay, and a function, it is a group of statements that we can write within a program, and if any program will consist of any number of functions, but it must have a minimum function that is called as a main function. Okay, so this is a main function, and all the functions that are not predefined, that is defined by the user, those are called as user defined functions and sub-defined functions. Okay, but every program will consist of any number of functions, but it must have at least one function that must be a main function. Okay, so coming to next one, how we can declare a function. So we know the function is a block of statements, then how we can declare, what is the syntax for declaring a function. Okay, so a function can be declared with the help of three statements, that is one is function header, another one is function body, function header and function body, and another we have a function prototype also. Okay, so a function declaration has the following parts. So this is the return type. The syntax for declaring the function is, it must have some return type. So what type of data it is going to be written, you have to tell that type of the data, that is return name, and what is the identity, what is the function name, you have to mention the function name, and what are the arguments or parameters. Okay, so this is about syntax. Return type must be there, name of the function, identity of the function must be there, and what are the arguments. These arguments and parameters is not mandatory, it is optional. Okay, based on the application requirement that we can use the syntax of the function. Okay, I will tell you with an example. Okay, syntax. For example, I am in the previous I told you one example, addition. Okay, so the return type is integer and the function name is add, and the arguments are, I have taken in the previous example, int x comma int y. This is the function declaration. In this way we can declare. So any function, if you want to declare within a program, the syntax is, first of all you have to mention the return type, and you have to mention the function name, and you have to mention if there are any arguments and parameters are there, you have to mention within the brackets. So this is about declaring a function. Okay, so parameter names are not important in the function declaration, these are not important, it is optional. Okay, And coming to next one, function declaration is required when you define a function. When you want to define a function, you have to follow the declaration. Here the declaration you have to follow the syntax. And another thing is you cannot define one function within another function. Okay, this is an important point. You cannot define one function. The function definition cannot be existed within the body of another function. Okay, and in such cases you should declare the function at the top of the file. Okay, coming to next one, function prototype. What is the function prototype? For example, I told you it is integer add. For example, consider I am not mentioning any arguments here. Just this is, you consider this like this. So this is called function header. Function header consists of return type, name of the function, and arguments. And this is called body of the function. Body of the function. And what is function prototype means? Whenever you are handling with the different data types using functions, if you want to mention the prototype at the top of the main function. So how we can declare at the top of the main function prototype means the function prototype is same as function declaration, but the difference is it has to end with the semicolon. It has to end with the semicolon. This is called function prototype. This is called function prototype. Function prototype means you have to mention what is the return type of that particular function and what is the identity. If there are any arguments you want to mention, you can mention arguments. You don't need to mention argument values, variables here, or you can use just integer also. You can use just integer also. You need not to mention the variable names in the function prototype. It is not mandatory. You just mention what type of data you are handling with the function. That is nothing but function prototype. But the here condition is the difference between these two is here we have to use semicolon, but in function declaration we didn't use semicolon. This is called function definition and this is called function prototype. Okay, hope you understand. So again I am telling what is the difference between function definition and function prototype. Function definition will consist of function name and return type and arguments and function body. Function prototype will consist of at the end of the semicolon you have to mention at the end of the function prototype you have to mention semicolon, and function prototype can be declared generally at the top of the main function. Okay, so this is about function prototype. So a function prototype we can declare with specific data types and arguments in the parameter list. Okay, so you have to compulsorily place it before the main function and it has to end with semicolon. Here you have to, this is the syntax for function prototype. So function prototype, don't get confused, function prototype will be looking as a function definition, both are looking like similar, but the difference is you have to mention the function prototype at the end with semicolon. Okay, so this is about function prototype. And coming to key points in prototype, after the declaration of every function there should be a semicolon, it is that we have already discussed. It must be global declaration. So the function prototype cannot belongs to any function, it must be globally declared at the top of the main function and it will be accessible throughout the program itself. Okay, so use of the argument names, I told you int x, int y in the brackets, arguments, no need to use arguments in the function prototype, just you have to mention what type of data you are using, no need to mention the variable names in the arguments of function prototype. It is also one of the important point here. Okay. Next, how we can define a function, the general syntax we have already discussed, what is the syntax for defining a function, return type must be there. A small example of a function, return type must be there and identity must be there, and you have to mention the parameter list. Just for the space purpose I have written down, you don't need to write written down, you can write it here only. Okay, so return type, function name and parameter list and body of the function. Okay, so this is called function header and this is called function body. Okay, and these are called arguments or parameters. These terms you have to identify. Okay, okay, so this is the return type, function name, and these are arguments, and this is the function body of the function. So what is the use of body of the function? If you want to process any statements, if you want to initialize any variables, if you want to declare any variables, if you want to perform any operations, that all will be done within the body of the function. Okay, so this is the definition of the function. The function it has its own identity, it takes the arguments as inputs and process the data based on the arguments, and it will produce the required output as return values. This is the definition of the function. Hope you understand. This is the syntax when you want to declare a function. So I am going to tell you a small example related to function. So a function definition will consist of a function body and function header, I told you. Okay, so function header function header will consist of return type and function name and arguments. Return type is nothing but when a function want to return any type of value, then you have to use the keyword return. It is very important. Return type means when a particular function want to return something, what type of data it is going to return, that you have to mention in the return type. Okay, so hope you understand. And function name, you already know every function will have its own identity to identify the function name. Okay, and coming to parameters we have already told you. What are the brackets, what are the variables that you have taken within brackets of the function, those are called as arguments and parameters. Okay, so parameters are optional. There is no there is a function without having the parameters also, it will take, it is not mandatory to mention the parameter values within the function definition of the function. Okay, so function body consists of all processing statements. Okay, so it is an example program of all the statements that we have mentioned in the function definition. Okay, so hope you understand. Again I am telling, this is an example program of finding the maximum number among the two numbers. Okay, so this is the function definition. This function definition consists of what it is consists of. This is called function name, and these are called arguments. These are called arguments, and these are overall this is called as a body of the function. Body of the function. In that body I have declared variables. This is the declaration part, declared variables, and I have performed here some operation called assignment operation. Again I am performing here assignment operation. So all this body consists of either declaration and processing statements, and I am returning something here to this function. Here the return value is integer, that's why I mentioned here return type is also integer. So this particular integer is a return type. Okay, why I am taking here integer for this particular max function? Why? Because this function returns an integer type. That's why I have mentioned before the function name the return type as integer. Okay, so this is about a small example program. What I am going to do in the program, I am going to find which is the maximum number of number 1 and number 2. For example, I consider number 1 is 15 and number 2 is 10. So num1 it will check 15 and num2 10. If 15 greater than 10, num1 15 will be stored into result. If 15 less than 10, then 10 will be stored into result. Hope you, which condition will true here? 15 greater than 10. So this condition is true. So simply else part will be not be executed. So 15 greater than 10. So num1 15 will be stored into result. Result value is 15. That value will be written here. Okay. If you want to print result, it will print 15. Okay. So what I am going to convey is, this is a small user defined function. What is why it is called user defined function? What is the difference between predefined function, user defined function? Predefined function is a main function. Main, it is not declared by me. It is defined and declared. It is defined. The logic is defined by the programmer. But here I am going to declare my own function called max. So it is having the identity, and these are the arguments, and this is the body of the function, and these are the return values. Okay, this is an example program for defining the function of maximum of 2 numbers, identifying the maximum of 2 numbers program. Okay, and next I am explaining the program. For the above defined function, max function will declaration is as follows. This is called syntax for declaring the maximum function. Parameter names, these are not important, I told you, these are optional. If you want to use, you can use, or without using arguments also we can define the function. Okay, so the parameters are not important function. So the following is also a valid. So you can declare like this also. You observe the difference between this one and this one. Okay, here I am declaring the arguments. Here I am not declared the arguments. So you can define the function without declaring the argument value, that means variables within the parameters. You simply specify the types also, it is valid. Okay. So this is about function definition example. Okay. And coming to next one, function types. So this is another concept, types of the functions. This is very important one. How many types and how many classification of functions are there? Okay. So if you take any programming language, either C or C++ or Java or .NET, whatever it may be, the functions and method concept is same for any programming language. How many types of classifications are there? There are 4 types of classifications are there related to functions. So first one, function with arguments and with return type, function with arguments without return type, function without arguments with return type, and function without argument without return type. Okay. So function without arguments with return type, function without with arguments without return type, function without arguments with return type, and function without arguments without return type. That I will tell you elaborately. I am going to classify it. So first one I am going to tell you is function no args. I am writing args means no args, arguments, no args, no return values. This is one type. Next, with args, no return values. With args, with return values. With RV means return values. And coming to no args with return values. So this is about 4 types of classification. Again I am telling. So how many types of functions are there? How many ways that we can classify the functions? There are 4 ways to classify the functions. Okay. So the first way is no arguments, no return values. First of all, you have to know what is an argument, what is a return value. I told you, if any function you take within a function definition, within the brackets what you mentioned, those are called arguments or parameters. And if at the end of the function, at the beginning of the function definition, you have to mention the return type. When you mention the return type, if the function is returning something is the values, the data type of values. We have a different types of values are there, either integer or character or float or double, whatever it may be. Those are called as return types. Okay. So if the function is returning something, any value, then you have to mention the return values. If the function is expecting arguments, then you have to mention within the brackets of the function. Those are called parameters. Okay, hope you understand. So the first type is no arguments, no return values. Second one is with arguments, no return values. Third one, with arguments, with return values. Fourth one, no argument, with return values. I will tell you. So I am going to take here, my function name is func. This is my function name. Okay. So I told you no arguments. No arguments means I am not going to pass any values within the brackets of the function definition, within the arguments. Okay. So here simply I can write no. The type of the classification of function is, first type is no arguments. Okay. And I will write some set of statements here. This is body of the function. And what is the next one? No return values. This function doesn't return anything. This function processes the data, but it is not going to return anything to any place, to any function or anything in the program. Okay. So return type is nothing but here no. So we cannot write no here. In programming language, they have mentioned one technical term called as void. So for representing, there is a technical word is there called as void. void means no or nothing. Void means no or nothing. So this is the syntax for declaring the function type as no arguments and no return values. So here the function name is func, and here it is not going to take any inputs and not going to take any arguments, and in the same way it is not going to return or it is not going to produce any values as return types. That's why I have mentioned it as return type as void. So this is the first type of classification. And coming to second one, with arguments and no return values. With arguments means this type of function will take the arguments as input, but it doesn't produce any return values to any function. Okay, so hope you can see here again I am taking my function name is func, and here it will take the arguments. That's why I have to mention here. For example, consider here I am passing the variable called int x, and I am going to write some set of statements here, but this function cannot return anything. So here I am writing void. Okay, so void function. So void means void. Void means this function will take the input as arguments. You had a doubt, so we can define only one argument. No, there is no limitation. You can define hundreds of variable arguments also, hundreds of variables also within the parameters. Okay, so this function will have an argument. Here I am declaring only one argument called x. Okay, so but this function doesn't return any values. So return type is void here. So this is the second type of function, a function that takes the input as an argument but it doesn't return any values. Those type of functions are called as with arguments and no return values. And third one, with arguments with return values. So here my function name is func. Here I am going to store char x. This is my data type is char. So my input is here, my argument is here character x. Okay, this function will have an argument. Okay, after that I am going to store this particular x value in another variable. So whenever you are using a single character, whenever you are using a characters within the arguments, you have to mention single quotes. Okay, that is very, very important. Okay, so here I am going to store x into y. I am going to store the x value into y. Okay, so when you are storing the value into another variable, you have to mention that data type, the return type, the data type. Here the data type is integer. So whenever it is using the integer, the function is returning some data type, you have to mention the return type here. This is called int. Okay, so here the function is taking the input as arguments. So this function will have an arguments, and this function will return the values also. That here the data type is integer. You had a doubt, sir, here we are taking the input as data type character, but the function is returning the data type as integer. How is it possible? There is no connection among the input and outputs of a function. So whatever the input type if you are taking, there is no relationship between the output of the function. If you take one type of data as input, the function will produce another data type as output also. Okay, so there is no relationship between the input and outputs of the function. For example, if you go for withdrawing the money functionality in ATM, if your input is you are giving the PIN number, okay, so the ATM will operate that function, your input, and it will perform the functionality, and it will produce the output in the form of money. Okay, so that is your input is different and you are getting output is also different. So there is no connection among them. So you can give. Okay, So this is about with arguments and with return values. And fourth one, no arguments. So no arguments means here I can write void, the return type is nothing, and my function name is here again I am taking another function name, that is func. No arguments means here I can write void. Sorry, so here no arguments, that means I didn't pass any arguments here in the brackets, but this function will return some values. For example, here I am taking float y equal to 3.564. So here I have declared one variable y, the value is 3.564. Here the value is fractional value I am taking. Whenever you are taking the fractional values, you have to mention the return type, data type, float. So this function will consist of data type float, then you have to mention in the return type as float. So what type of data you are handling while you are returning some values within the function, you have to mention the data type in the return type of the function definition. So here I am handling the float data type, that's why I have mentioned float return type for that particular function. Okay. So again I am telling all the four functions, you please see it. In the first function there is no arguments, no return values, that's why I have mentioned as void and void, no input, no output. Here with arguments and no, here input is there, x is the input, and we are going to handle the data, but this function doesn't return anything, that's why it is void. Okay, here input is taking but output is not getting. Okay, again with arguments and with return values, here input and output both are performed at a time. Okay, so here we are taking the input as character, in the same character I am storing another variable called integer y. So here character will be assigned to integer. Okay, so this function will return integer only, that's why I have mentioned return type as integer. Okay, so this function takes the character as input, and produces the integer as output. This is about with arguments and with return values. And coming to no arguments, no return values. No arguments means this function doesn't have any arguments, but it returns some values in the form of data type called float, that's why I have mentioned float data type. Okay, so this is about four types of functions. So this is a function definition, this is function body. Then you know what is a function prototype also. If you want to mention the function prototype, what I told you, what is the function definition here? Void func, identity, name of the function, and if you want to mention any arguments or no arguments, then you have to mention void. And I told you what is the difference between function definition and function prototype. At the end of the main function you have to mention with the semicolon. So this is about function definition, function body, function prototype, and these all four are types of the functions. Okay, so this is about classification of functions. So that thing I am going to tell you. So the four types: function with arguments with return values, function with arguments without return values, function without arguments with return values, and function without arguments without return values. So these are the four types of functions. I am going to tell you with an example program. So this is an example program of function with arguments, return values. Hope you can see by understanding this program. I am going to tell you four types of classification with example program called as finding the area of the triangle. So I think all of you know area of the triangle formula, S equal to A plus B plus C by 2. This is the formula for finding the area of the triangle. I am going to explain with example program. For the side I have to take this S value. After that square root of S into S minus A into S minus B into S minus C is the final formula for finding the area of the triangle. Okay. So hope you can see by seeing this program. First of all you have to mention what type it is. These are the very important of any classification. Return values. So with arguments means there is some input is there. With return values, so input is there, output also there. So hope you can see here. So this is the main function, I have taken 4 variables a comma b comma cd. Why? Because I have to find values of the a comma b comma c of sides. Okay, for the calculation of side, I am taking the a comma b comma c. There is no need to take d here. Okay, I am taking 3 variables and I pass the values as a equal to 10 and b equal to 5 and c equal to 2, like this. After that, it will store a value, b value, c value by reading it, and after that I have called one function here area. So whenever this particular in this function, you see here input is passed. These are called inputs or arguments. So these are called inputs. So here this function, both functions will have arguments with arguments is having, in the same way it is also having return values. So this function will have arguments and it will have the return values. This is the type of with arguments and with return values. So any function, if you take, it is having the arguments and it is returning something. How we know it is returning something? With the help of keyword return. Return is the keyword that can be used to tell the compiler this function is going to return something, either it is an integer or it is a character or it is a float. Okay, so here function type is with arguments with return values. So this function will have the arguments and in the same way it is returning values. That's why we have mentioned here return type is void. Okay, hope you understand. And another thing is second type, function with arguments but without return values. Hope you can see the same example program. What the change will done here, you can observe. So here the function will have the arguments. Here the function will have the arguments, but whenever it returns something, this function will doesn't take anything. So this is about function no return values. Arguments are there, but no return values. Okay, so this is about here also we are going to mention not returning anything. Okay, so this is about a function is having the arguments but return nothing here. Okay, again you can see the continuation of the program here. So this is about, here I am not written any return statement. Why? Because again you see the program here. This function area function will have an arguments but it doesn't have any return statement here. If you write return statement here, this function will return something, but here I am not going to return anything. That's why this type of classification is having arguments but no return values. Okay, and third type, no arguments, no input, but there might be a output. You can see in the program. Completely focus on the user defined function area. Okay, so this is our function area. Here is there any arguments here there in the bracket? No arguments. That's why it is called without arguments. This function doesn't have any arguments, but this function returns something. It will return the a. A is nothing but float. That's why we have mentioned the type is return type is float. Okay, so here return values are there, but no arguments. This type of functions are called as function without arguments with return values. This function doesn't take any input, but it produces the required output in the form of a, in the form of data type float. Okay, so this is third one. Coming to fourth one, without arguments and without return values. No input, no output. No input, no output. Okay, so you can see here, no arguments, no return values. So here the function area doesn't have any arguments, no args, no arguments, and also there is no return statement here. So this function area doesn't have any arguments, no args, and also it doesn't have any no return values. So here we have done some mistake here. Here we have to mention it is void. Okay, it is void. Why? Because this function returns nothing. So without arguments, without return values. So this is about the 4 types of classifications. Okay, and coming to next, function arguments. Function arguments means it is based on the, what are the arguments. What are the arguments? For example, this is my function name, int sub. Sub is my function name, and these are called int x, int y. So this is consider. This is one function. Whenever you have mentioned your own function, this is called user defined function. You mention this term. For example, if you take main function, main. For example, here I am taking int x. Okay. You can mention here int x also. Okay. This is about main function. This is user defined function. Okay. So what is function arguments means the values or variables which are mentioned in the parameters within brackets. What are the variables you have mentioned? Those are called arguments, and those are called parameters, parameter values. Okay. So for example, if you take here main function, you can take another function also here, int mul, int x, int y. Okay. So this is also another function. These are also arguments. Okay. So what we can say, in a function used to arguments, it must declare variables that accept the values of the variable. These variables are called as the formal parameters of the function. For example, if this particular argument values are using by another function, these arguments are called as formal parameters of that particular function. If you are using here main, here x is called, this is the actual parameters of this particular function. But here in your user defined function, these are called formal parameters of the function. Okay. So and if you declare any variables here, these are the local variables of this function. If you declare here any variable, this is the local variable of this particular function. Okay. So like main programming function, user defined functions are also there. Okay. So this is about formal parameters. Formal parameters are like other variables also inside the function, and we can create and we can destroy it also when we want to. Okay. So this is about types of functions and classification of functions and introduction about the functions. So what I am going to convey in this video session is what we discussed, friends, means what is a basic definition of function, and what is the syntax to write the function, and what is the example function that we have declared, and what are the classifications of functions. These terms we have discussed in this session. So I am going to convey in 2 to 3 statements what we discussed in the video session is a function. It is nothing but it is a block or a set of instructions that we can write within a program that it has its own identity. It takes the input as data and it produces the required output in the form of return type. So any function, arguments is input and output is return values. And if you take function syntax definition, function definition, it will have the function header and function body. Function header will consist of function return type, function name and arguments. Function body will consist of initialization and declaration of variables and the return type. And types of functions, we have 4 types. One is a function with no arguments and no return values, and second one a function with arguments with return values, and third one no arguments with return values, and fourth one with arguments no return values. So these are the 4 types of functions that we have discussed in this video session. And if you had any doubt regarding this, you can call me and you can mail me, and I will definitely clarify your doubts. And thank you very much. Have a nice day.